Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. These days, I do not have time, so I found I prefer the live streams more because at least you'll have something to watch on my channel. So we are December. Is it December? What time? December 3rd. And on Tuesday, there was no video. And the month of December, I want it to be a month of reflection. So today, I'm going to be reflecting on some of the 10 life changing lessons that I've learned in 2025 because you're just counting down, I think, how many days to the end of the year. And I always love every year, December to be my year of reflection of how the year was. So if you're tuning in, thank you so much for taking your time. If you'll watch this live stream later on, thank you so much for coming back and watching my live streams and just interacting with me as Charity from Charity Safe Haven, as Charity from the Diabetic Desk, as Charity Digital Content Strategist. I've done a lot this year and I'm actually proud of myself. So today's live is going to be a little bit personal. You know, I get personal sometimes. And I feel like I want us to close the year together, and I want us to also, you can leave in the comment section if you watch some of the lessons you've learned this year, the highs, the lows, the challenges, the growth, the clarity that comes with all of it. So please do that. Let's make this session an interactive session. If you tune in and you want to watch live, I'm not going to say this live stream is not going to be long because we all know it's going to be long. So I feel like I want us to just continue building this. So feel free. This is a safe space. So let me start by saying 2025 has not been an easy year for me. Outwardly, I can look like I'm okay, I'm happy, but 2025 has been one of the most hardest year I've had. If you're close to me, you'll know why. I feel like from all that uneasiness, from all that challenge, I feel like part of it was beautiful. I feel like I've been driven, I've filled with purpose. I've stretched myself out of my comfort zone. I've done things that I never thought I would do. And I wanted that to reflect on today's episode. And this episode will just be a pause. I will not be talking about scientific jargons, a lot of things. We're just going to be candid and very personal. And from the quiet, I have rediscovered myself. I can say that like this year I've really grown as a person, as a woman, as a professional, as a creative person, as a leader, because I feel like this year I've really been very intentional with what I do. I can say I've really been intentional and I'm actually proud of myself. But all through all that, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the crying, the laughter, I've learned more about who I am becoming. And if you've watched my content, I think my theme this year has been becoming. Even when I turned my birthday, the 32 lessons I shared, I will, if you will listen to it keenly, you'll know the theme was becoming. And the becoming, I've taken it, I'm going to carry it to the next year. And I feel like I want to continue becoming who I'm meant to be. And today's reflection is about those some of those lessons. I know I already shared in the 32. So if I repeat a lesson, just know maybe I've not learned it. So the first lesson I've learned this year is rest is not laziness. You know, I feel like I don't know if it's a millennial thing. When you rest, you feel guilty. When you just sit still without doing something, you feel guilty, like you're not productive, you're not achieving what you're supposed to achieve. But this year, I've unlearned that rest is not laziness, and you need to rest. You need to take time and just rest. Because if you wear exhaustion as a badge of honor, you're going to have a breakdown, and that is from me. And a breakdown is really not a good thing, because when you break down and you're a creative, you're not going to be creative. If you break down and you're counseling people, it's going to show in the way you talk, in the way you're empathetic. So I feel like this year I have really slowed down. When I feel like I'm pushing myself too much, I slow down. I feel like I've become more self-aware, I've become more sharper. When I rest, I feel like I'm more creative, because I feel like this has been my most creative year, because I've come up with a lot of things. I've really worked on Charity Safe Haven as a brand. I'm really working on the diabetic desk as a center of diabetic excellence. I've really been investing in my digital content strategy series, and like I'm in season 3 and I've not stopped. So I feel like for you as a person, if it's a lesson for you, leave it in the comment section. Please don't wear exhaustion as a badge of honor. And if you listen to these billionaires or the wealthiest of the wealthiest, they take time to rest, because when they rest they become better and they lead better. So for me, when I want to rest, I just rest, and I'm so unapologetic when it comes to that. So the second lesson I've learned is purpose evolves, and that is okay. Because when I look at myself January 2025, I'm very different from me right now in December 2025. I started this year as a nutritionist, but somehow between there, me and Lillian, we've partnered up, we've launched the Nutritionist Corner. I have created my digital content creation series. I have really been a mental health advocate. I really revamped this YouTube channel, and I've really been consistent. I've really been exploring my creative side. I've been being called to speak on webinars. Like I have one today, and I'm recording instead of preparing, but I'm well prepared. So please tune in. um Community building, like from our TNC WhatsApp group to interacting with you guys on LinkedIn, here on YouTube. The people who leave their comments, I try my best to just generate more community based. And I've realized my purpose has expanded. So for you who is watching me or will watch me, please sit down and look at your purpose. Me, ukuwa na vision board. Like from the vision board, I reassess it in June, and I'm going to reassess it the 31st. I have a gratitude jar. I'm going to open it in the 31st, my God willing. Majaliwa, I'm going to open to see what I'm grateful for this year. So I feel like I've really expanded and my purpose has really grown. So you're allowed to evolve. That is what I will live with in this particular lesson. So the third lesson I've learned is digital skills are no longer optional. You know, back then, I'm not saying all of you are here on social media, because there's some people who are not comfortable enough to be on social media. But for me, I have noticed we are heading into the technological, digital era. And for me, this year, I've really embraced technology fully through YouTube here, through LinkedIn, through StreamYard. If you want me to teach you guys how to use StreamYard, please leave it in the comment section of this live stream. I'll be able to come up with a recorded video so that you can learn how to use StreamYard. I have really been on creative background. I manage some few pages here and there. Wenye mnanijua mnajua which pages I'm managing, and I've really grown in my technological skills. So digital content has changed, and I feel like it's changing how we educate. That's why I wrote the article today on the Compass. I feel like most people are really on their phones, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and they really want to learn. They will go to Google, they find information, and I feel like it's influencing how we educate them, how we share information, and also how their behavior is. You know, there's behavior online. So, yeah. So if you want to remain relevant, please, I recommend you learn one or two digital skills. That's why next year I'm really going to expand the charity Heaven Digital. I'm going to be giving classes. I'm going to be doing workshops online mostly. Let's see how it goes. So if you really want to, I've pasted my number in all my social media platforms. You can reach out if you want to learn digital skills, and we can discuss how to go about it. I'm really very intentional about being a digital content strategist, because I feel like we cannot avoid that in this day and age. Yeah. So we're going to look at lesson 4, and not every opportunity is your assignment. This year I've learned to say no, even to some speaking gigs. They just look at how the person has approached me, the topic they want me to talk about. I just say no. because sometimes I feel like if I don't believe in what I talk about, I will not give it my best. That's why I'm very selective with the webinars I'm guest speaking. I'm very particular with the topics I'm talking about because I do not want to be talking about something I don't believe in or I'm not comfortable in. And sometimes a brand can approach you with money attached, and it makes you want to change your brand or your whole personality because you think you will not get any better. So for me, I have learned to know that not every opportunity is right for me. It's not my assignment. So sometimes saying no is what protects you. Yes. Kunaweza kuwa na kaukame because I feel like most of us we fear ako kaukame, especially if you don't have anyone supporting you. So you tend to say yes to literally everything. So for me, I'm really keen with the things or collaboration I look into. So lesson 5, community is a superpower. I can see my community as charity safe haven and all across my social media platform. Our community on TNC, my community on the diabetic desk. I feel like this platform is growing. Right now we are at 110 subscribers. That is, I don't know how many more people than I started this year. So I'm really grateful for you guys, and I embrace you guys. That's why I really advocate for community. If you have a community, treat them well, interact with them, let them learn from you. So I feel like one voice can start a movement, but a community sustains it. Because if I believe in diabetes and I'm in a community that they don't believe in it, it will not be sustainable. But if you're in a community of like-minded people, you're able to talk to them, you're able to just work together to create advocacy and awareness. I feel like that is why our TNC has really sustained this long, and you guys keep on coming back to learn. So the sixth lesson is your story is your brand. I feel like this time, and that is a secret I always tell you guys, people don't connect to perfect content. Yes, the aesthetics, they really matter. Those two SMR videos, people cleaning, people and all that. But most of the time, stories that tend to go viral are the real stories from real people. So this year, whenever I shared my personal story, I feel like people resonated with it more. Hence, my video on the 32 lessons, the vlog I shared on the workshop, the live stream I did on inspiration or something. I don't remember which because I've done a lot of video, almost 60, zimefika 70 or not videos. So I feel like you guys relate with what I talk about. People comment and people really come along because we grow together. So for me, I believe authenticity build trust and trust build impact. That's why I discuss the different platforms on YouTube. People connect with you, people start to trust you before they start buying what you have to offer. So the seventh lesson, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And that is quite true. That's why I started with the question, the first lesson about resting. I've learned to take breaks without feeling guilty. Kitambo, especially in my late 20s, I used to feel so guilty when I took a break. I used to think I'm lazy, I'm not productive, others are going ahead of me, so I have to keep pushing myself to work. But these days I rest without feeling guilty. I rest before I'm forced to rest. To protect my mental health, to protect my emotional health, I take breaks and I refill my cups. When I was podcasting, I don't know if I should leave that link to my Spotify podcast. I recorded an episode where I talked about the different types of wealth we have in us. We have the cups or wealth, you call them, that we pour. We have the love cup that we pour from other people. Um, we have the kindness cup. We have the patience cup. When all those cups run dry, you will be an empty person. You will not want to be around people, and your mental health and emotional health will be affected. So you can't tell people when you're running on empty. So let's say your love cup is empty. Which love are you going to pour on yourself or on people? You'll not be patient, you'll not be empathetic, you'll just be like, this way ananiambia nini, please. Yeah. So the lesson 8 is consistency beats perfection. So many of my wins this year came from doing small things consistently. Like when I told myself when I launched the digital content creation series, I was like, you know what? Even if I don't get the audience I want, I will keep on posting. That's why when you go to my LinkedIn, you never lack content. I'm trying to translate it to my social media, but for me, I've noticed the platforms that work well for me, and those are the platforms I've really been focusing on. When I started the diabetic desk on my Facebook page, I'm consistently posting. On my LinkedIn, I'm consistently posting. Here on YouTube, I'm consistently posting. And from those small acts, I feel like I've really been building, sort of, people are liking my page more, my content is reaching a wider audience and all that. So I feel like I really should clap for myself, responding to your comments, responding to questions, showing up when I trust and believe in what you guys want me to do. So for me, consistency builds momentum. Right now, I've already trained myself to know what to post, because I created a timetable for myself and I know which day I post what. So even if I'm held up at work, I will still post, because I know this is the day I'm supposed to post my career cab series. So from my experiences is what I write content on. There's a YouTube episode I talked about inspiration. Go watch it. You know how to panga yourself. So question 9, collaboration open doors you can't open alone. Like when we talked about how we started our TNC with Lillian. If you've not watched it, go to our page and watch that video. It's around 5 minutes, also on our YouTube channel. We just came together because we were like minded, we were thinking the same, and I feel from there it has opened my doors. I become good at speaking, I've become good at hosting webinars, I've become good at moderating, especially on our live sessions. I've really improved on how I moderate session, and I'm really excited because it came from that collaboration. Leon has a vast network of people she knows, and I've met some people through her, and I feel like it has brought a lot of things that I never thought I would do. So your next opportunity is connected to someone you haven't met yet. Please, on LinkedIn, send that DM. Reach out, send that number. We've posted our numbers. Reach us out, contact. You never know what can come from that simple hi on LinkedIn. If it's a genuine hi and you want to genuinely ask, not doing some other shady things. Yeah, because for me, I believe LinkedIn is not a dating site, so I don't respond to each and every hi or some weird messages I get. So I feel like when you're very intentional with what you want, collaboration can really work. But there's a people who cannot work with others, but for me, I feel like part of how and my growth this year has come from that collaboration. So the last question, because I can't see any more question, and I promised you guys this live is not going to be long because I have another um thing to do to prepare for the webinar I talked about. So question 10 is, I'm allowed to dream bigger. This year has taught me that I'm not limited, guys, because nikiangalia nyuma vitu nimefanya, I'm like, ni huyu alikuwa amejificha wapi? Because I used to have a limited mindset. There's a career curve, or was it a throwback Thursday posted on being boxed as a nutritionist and not knowing what you can do. So I feel like my dreams are valid, like Lupita said, and my journey is just beginning. So watch out for big things next year. And I want you guys to also do the same. You're allowed to dream bigger. Dream bigger. Have dream to the fullest. What you want to do and you set your mind to it, please do it. I will be your biggest cheerleader, and I'm a very good cheerleader. So I feel like those are some few questions and not questions, and those are few reflections and lessons I've learned this year as charity, from charity safe haven, charity as a person, charity as a mental health advocate, charity as a digital content strategist, charity as the founder of the diabetic desk. Those are some of the few life lessons I have learned this year professionally. So I'm not seeing any questions from the comment section, but if you leave any questions after you've watched this video live stream later on, feel free to leave your lessons, your thoughts, your concerns, everything. Just continue building this community. And I want to interact. I want this these lessons to be so. I love to hear from you guys. Let me go have a sip of water. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, as we reflect on something else, something new. Bye.